early. So
Yep.
we will. What's that, coach? I'm going to be early than late.
How are you? Good to see you. How you been? Yeah.
How are you?
Doing really good. Yeah. Remember Nancy?
Absolutely. I know. No problem. How are you?
I'm trying to save it for. How are you? Big shot now, huh? Yeah, good to see you. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Walk off. Thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah. When we go over, my bag's over in the console. I got you.
Sit down.
Yep.
Good afternoon, everybody. How are you?
All right. Good afternoon again, everybody. Glad to see everybody. Got some food. Got some, great interviews this morning. So we've got Coach Brock Spack, the head coach at Illinois State, joining us now. A couple quick housekeeping. Once we are done here, we have players available once again over at Commodore Club for you to take care of any interviews or anything like that. Once that's done, the Commodore Club will be open for about 90 minutes for you to do some work and knock out some stuff. After that, we would ask that you either head back to the hotel, or if you're on deadline, either let me or David Lenz know, and we'll make some accommodations for you. Tomorrow, availability, once again, there are closed practices. There will be a spot for you to wait for the coaches to come out after their walkthroughs tomorrow, and you'll be able to get all that information in email tonight. Okay, Coach Spack, congratulations. Great to see you back at the national championship game.
It's great to be back. Yeah, took a while.
Yeah.
11 years, but yeah, it's great to be back.
Let's go with opening comments first from Coach. Talk a little bit about the season, and then we'll open it up for questions.
Well, obviously we're grateful to be here and thank everyone who's involved in the game. We appreciate all the hard work that the city of Nashville, Vanderbilt University, the NCAA, and all the committee members who are involved in putting this on. It's just a tremendous deal for our players and coaching staff. So appreciate it. I know our university is head over heels happy about this. So appreciate all you do. Our season was interesting. I felt if we could get into the playoff, into the tournament, so to speak, that we would have a chance. I know that when everybody saw where North Dakota State was at, was a little concerning. But this team is been really good on the road, and for whatever reasons they've been able to, and they're comfortable being uncomfortable is probably the best term I could say. They're just a great group of guys. We have really good students, really good kids. They've been raised right, good parents, and done a really good job. So excited to be here and can't wait to play on Monday night.
Thank you so much, Coach. Real quick, once again, for those that weren't here this morning, there will be no video shot. If you want video or anything afterwards, you'll be able to pull it offline, okay? Once again, we'll pass the microphone around, your name and your affiliation, and then ask your question. We'll start right in the back here on the right-hand side.
Ralph Garcia, NGSC Sports. Coach, as you heard, you're back. They said you don't belong here. They said your team is Cinderella. Yet 4 weeks in a row, you answer that call. In hostile territory, you're on neutral ground now. The other team on paper is supposed to take care of business with no problem. Why is that wrong? How have you gotten here and the mentality of the boys now?
Well, we can't really. We don't have anything to do with what people say and why we should be where we're at and all that kind of thing. But it's a pretty easy question. Our players are they have shut off the outside noise, and I know I don't read social media or any of that stuff myself, but they have not brought it up, and we have not talked about being underdogs and Cinderella and all that stuff and miracles, and this. You don't win 4 in a row, in a tournament like this, and be a Cinderella, in my opinion. But we thought we come from a great football conference. Arguably our 2 leagues are the premier leagues in FCS, but there's a lot of great leagues. But I think Missouri Valley gets us ready for a tournament like this. Because every weekend you have to be ready to play in our league. So hats off to all our brothers in the Missouri Valley. They've gotten our team ready to play in this type of environment, and that's about all I can say. I think our league is so tough. Seems like every weekend it's a playoff caliber game. So.
All right, Coach, once we hit the microphone over there, left-hand side, second row by the wall.
Nathan Swaffer, FCS Nation Radio. Coach, obviously Victor Dawson had some big games during the regular season, but when Wankers went down in that first playoff game, Victor's really stepped into that primary running back role and had some big games. Just talk about what he's meant to you guys during this postseason run, and is Wankers going to be healthy for the championship game?
Yeah, first of all, I'll answer that question first. Wankers will play, and he'll be available to play. So that won't be an issue. But Victor has been great. He's whatever we've asked him to do, he's done. He was. We had a 3-headed monster, I guess. We had 3 guys that we were kind of leaning on. We have some younger backs too that can do some things for us. So. But when Wankers went down, Victor kind of took over the number 1 spot, and he's done a great job there. He's a good player. He's a physical back. He's had a little adversity in his career. He had an ACL over now 2 years ago, and he's been really good. He's a 600-pound squatter. If that makes for a running back, that's awfully good, and he's a strong downhill runner, and he fits our offense pretty well. So he's done a great job, and has been here now just barely a year. So it's been awesome. So
We'll come over here to the right-hand side, second row. We'll start on the inside at the aisle, and then after that, we'll move right down 2 seats down. Go ahead.
Hi, Coach. Blaine Keller, Main Street, Nashville. Curious how impactful you think Kai Stewart has been to your defense and your special teams throughout his time here. And is it special for him to get to coach for a championship in his hometown?
Yeah, I mean, Kai's obviously, yeah, you're right. He's a hometown guy, and he's been instrumental. He's our assistant head coach. He does what a lot of people. What does that mean? Well, he does everything I don't want to do. And I put it on his plate. He's great. He has a very good attitude. He's a former Redbird. He's a very good player. Only reason he's not in the Hall of Fame yet is he has to be away from ISU for 5 years in a row, and he hasn't done. He's coaching now, so but he will be someday. He was a great player, but even a better coach and a better person. He's just a really good mentor of young men and a great guy. I can only imagine. You have to ask him, but having been in my alma mater as long as I was, I can tell you that means a lot. Coach Kneecap, Travis Kneecap is an ISU guy, and he's been here off and on several times. Harold Etheridge was here for 9 years before, and now he's back. And Cody Deta has been with me since I was at University of Wyoming, so that's a long time ago. There's a lot of ISU people involved in our football program, so I think that's really, really important. CJ Irvin, he's an ex-former player too, and he just got a lot of good guys. It means a lot to him.
Go ahead, Steve.
Brock, Steve Lehman, News Channel 5 here in Nashville. Welcome to town. I'm curious, when you guys lost that last game the way you did to Southern Illinois, was there any doubt that you'd get into the tournament? How did you reset from that point on to get to this place, and what would it mean to win ultimately?
No, I didn't think. I don't think there was any doubt. I think there was a lot of doubt whether we would be a seed, and we weren't. And I don't think there's much of a doubt there. But I don't know how you would not let an 8-win team from the Valley in after losing to Oklahoma and North Dakota State. So, but that was, I would say that that was a teaching moment for our players, and these guys are smart guys, and they reset, and they have to understand, you can't forget those kind of lessons in your life. You got kind of. As Coach at Notre Dame said, you got to feel the pain of not being successful, and all the joy of winning all these games, but you can't forget what it feels like to be on the other side. And I think this team relishes, their opportunity. They know they stubbed their toe and got our butts kicked basically, and that's kind of what I mean by the Valley. You learn lessons in our league, because if you're not ready to play, you're going to get beat, and that was a big lesson for us. But yeah, I thought we should have been in. I think whoever not being seeded, all that stuff, that's on us. That's not on anybody but the Birds. We put ourselves in that bind, and we. But the good news is we kind of battled our way through it and battled our way out of it, and now here we are playing for a national championship.
Left-hand side, second row.
Coach, how many of those boys are there whose last name is Kneecap? Do you have any more of them waiting in the wings? Are you recruiting the schools? I mean, what are we doing here?
Dex will be the last from this immediate Kneecap family. Yeah, they're both great kids. Mom and Dad have done a great job raising them, and Ty's he's a more decorated one. He's been here for longer, and he's done a great job. Tough, physical. What you think really locked in, understands the game, is like another coach on the field. What you think a coach's son should be like. Dex is a little quieter. He's not as boisterous as Ty is, but maybe, I hate to say this, maybe the best athlete in the family. And I know that makes Ty really angry, but he's a big kid. He's long like his dad. He's 6'4". He's 260. He's going to be and he's just 18, 19 years old. So he's going to be a really good player moving forward. He's going to be better than he will be Monday night. But he's gotten better all year long, but I think he's still on a huge upside for him.
Right side front row, Dom.
Brock, Dom Izzo, WDAY in Fargo. How personally gratifying is this run after the COVID year? We had to shut down football to have this 5 years later and a chance to win this thing for the first time?
Always great to see you. It means a lot because for whatever reason, I'm not going to, COVID kicked us right in the behind. And we had to basically retool our whole program again and restart. And I think it was because we had an older team in 20, and it was a very veteran group. And not knowing what was going to happen, they said, "Coach, you got to go play." So a couple, Group of 5 and Power 4 or Power 5 at that time. We're going to play again, and in FCS we couldn't get started, so we were going to play in the spring. We didn't know if we were going to play, so we helped them find a place to play. And some guys were in the Senior Bowl, East West Shrine. And they wanted to go to combine, all that stuff. They're getting ready for pro football. So a lot of those people didn't play in the spring, and it was really bad for us. So I pulled our team out of it, and because I thought it was really dangerous to have 3 defensive linemen left and have 5 games to play, and coming back 2 months later to play another season. I just didn't think that was safe, and told our parents that, and they were relieved. I think our parents were relieved, but we had to restart and rebuild, and I took my time on this one because I wanted to make sure we did it right. We had some time to get it right, and I felt I had a really good staff. Had a couple guys leave in between now and then, but not many. And so the staff has been intact. Really like them. They're great men. They're good people, great family men, and they have come from great families. And we took players that kind of fit that whole role. And not everybody, but most of our players are that way. And it's important that these guys are, it's hard to be disciplined in one form of your life and be undisciplined in another. And trying to find those guys who are really disciplined in everything they do. They're achieving, they're overachievers, if you will, or just achieving driven guys, and the achievement is what makes them tick. And so it's kind of our quarterback. Our quarterback is that way. If you haven't met Tom, you'll see him. You go, okay, he's a nice kid, but he looks like a kid. He looks like the guy in the front row of the physics class. He's that guy. But he's a competitor. He's tough. He's a good athlete, and he really competes on Saturdays. And it's hard to keep him down. He's a really good leader. So that's kind of the team we wanted to put together. A lot of guys like you've had at North Dakota State. So same mantra. I just wanted to put a group of guys together you're really happy to be around. And I have very little comes across my desk. I'm very, very, very few issues at all. Probably a typical boy stuff every so often, but nothing that's any type of issue. So they police themselves. Usually stuff gets taken care of whoever gets to me. So just a really good group of guys.
We'll keep it over on the right-hand side, Coach, back row in the corner.
Ralph Garcia, NGSC Sports again. Coach, down 2 scores, North Dakota State. I told your opposing coach, you guys don't have to worry about the Dakotas now. They're down to 14, and myself and many may have thought, there goes the end of the run. You come back, you tie it, but you come back from the 2 scores, but you make the decision, 1 point or 2. You go for 2 to get the win, you get the win. What was the mindset on that? And great call.
Well, thank you. We actually, that decision was like on Wednesday. We called the staff together. I said, listen, if we have to score, having played there so often and been in so many tight games, and know how good they are at home, closing games out, and they're in such a run, and a great football team and a great defense. I said, fellas, if we score late in the game, and it's the difference between going for 2 to win it and having to go to overtime, I don't know if we can beat them in overtime. And I said, so I felt that it's 3 yards, and it's 3 yards to keep yourself alive for a national championship. So if we can't make 3 yards, we probably don't deserve to be here. So it comes down to one play, and we that's what I decided, and the staff was in agreement. And we told the players ahead of time if that came up that's how we're going to play that game. And it was no. I'm glad it happened that way because there was no excitement. Hey, are we going for 2 or not going to? Our offense was the player bringing in the play, and they were all ready to go on the next play. They were ready. We knew what we were going to do, and we were going for 2. And that's how you have to play up there. I mean, in order to beat them, and you have to play to win, and you can't just sit there and say, "Okay, we'll take it to overtime." I mean, they're gonna. I just felt they would. Their offense is so tough to stop in the red zone. That you just, that's where, as you all know, that's where the game's played in overtime in college, and we just didn't. I didn't feel we'd win that battle.
We'll keep it right here, Coach, in the on the right-hand side, second row.
Brock, you talked about being 11 years since you were in this point, and then detailed the COVID struggles. To be back on this stage, what would it mean for you and for ISU to hoist that trophy on Monday night if you could?
Well, it would mean a lot, obviously. I think this is my 42nd year, Mike. Is that my 42nd year? I don't know, I can't remember, of coaching college football. So playing, that's 46 years. I've since 18 years old, that's all I've ever done. I either played college football or coached it. And to finally get there would be awesome, and that's why I keep coming back, is to do this, because this is, I'm not really motivated by money. I'm not saying that, say, look how great a guy I am. I'm just not that motivated with that. I'm motivated by success, and that's the ultimate success in our sport, is to win a national championship. So I think that would be awesome. I told our team there's only one. There's only one first time, and everybody talks about the 14 team, around our place, and the Bison talk about our 14 team. We talk about their 14 team. I think we'll be tied at the hip the rest of our lives because of that game, but which is great. And but I told them, fellas, you have a chance to do something no one's ever done. There's only going to be one first, and so it would mean a lot to them, and especially how they've gotten here. We're getting ready to play our 17th game, and just think about 17 football games for a college kid. I mean, that's a lot of games, and to be here, because a lot of people, maybe that's why the tournament's set up. You're at a disadvantage when you don't have a bye, and then you got to play 4 games to get to the title. You're at a disadvantage. But that's part of our fault too. We didn't win enough games to be a seeded team. So that's. But I think it would be huge for these guys to do that. So we're here, so why not, right? Why not us?
Got time for one or two more. Let's go over left-hand side, second row, Coach, over by the wall.
A lot of these guys in your core group have been in this program multiple years. Some of them, this is the only program they've ever known. In this day of college athletics, what does that say about your culture, that you've been able to keep these guys, retain them, and actually develop them, unlike a lot of programs that look to the portal to build teams these days?
Well, I'd be less than dishonest to say that, hey, we don't work the portal. We try. We've been trying to figure out who's available right now and which one of our guys might be getting in and all that stuff. But who knows about that? Before I came down here, I said, I'm not going to even think about all that until this game's over with. But you're right. I think I read somewhere, Dom, I don't know where this happened at, that our two schools were the least, we lost the least amount maybe in our league or maybe in the FCS. I don't know if that's true or not. I think it tells you that, number one, we have a great university. We have a cool place to go to college. It's a great town. It has a lot of options, and there's really good people, really good leadership there, and I think our people are really, really good, and our players are really good, and I think our players have built this culture. I'd like to say it's all about us, our coaches, but it's hard for you to kind of say, okay, you're going to act like this. This is, and they have to kind of make that decision themselves. And so our players have done a really good job throughout the years I've been there, for 17 years now, that have built this product. And I took something out of North Dakota State. We invited all our football alums to our practice on Friday, because I asked Coach Kleiman, what was that all going on there a couple of years ago? And he told me, we're going to bring all our alums, and they're thrilled to be there. But you forget about the guys that built the base and the foundation of what we're about to do on Monday and play for on Monday. It's not always winning teams. It's not always championship teams, but it's guys who've really been through it all, and they fight through all that. But it's just a cool thing, and I think this I think this team has really done a good job of fostering that, as you said, a culture. And it's been a really positive culture. I hear that a lot from guys that come in from out of our side of our program. Says, "Coach, there's a really good culture." I said, "I'm glad to hear that." And because a lot went into getting that to that point. So just win, baby, just win. That's it.
All right, we have to wrap things up. We know Coach has some other obligations and all that, and plus we have player availability now over in the Commodore Club. We have 8 Redbird players that was on the list that David Len sent out yesterday. If anybody needs anything, please reach out to either David or myself, and we'll be able to get you set up. Thank you so much, Coach. Good luck, and we'll see you on Monday.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.